Thanks for watching the Hurley Pro. We're still in round 3 action. Heat number 5 is an all-Brazilian matchup. Caio, Ibelli, Filipe, Toledo, both from Sao Paulo, Brazil, going head-to-head for a spot into round 4.
On an absolute tear so far this year, but he's got a big gun in Filipe Toledo. Probably one of the best surfers out here, and this is why. I mean, he's known for those big aerial maneuvers, but Filipe Toledo obviously has worked a lot on this kind of surfing right here, the rail game, up and over the top right there. So Caio has got his work cut out if Filipe Toledo is going to surf like this, Joe. I think he's just going to wait and see if Caio answers back. Here he goes now.
Caio Ibelli rolling in, a stretched out lower Trestles wall. Nice size on this one, well overhead. It's a wind up for a big first turn. It's a down carve to kick things off. Highline wrapping cutback for the former world junior champ. Stuffs it on the end section, and Caio goes down.
Mistakes could creep in. Let's have a look at this first turn, which is where most of the points are going to come from. Pumps off the bottom, gets that speed, gets that board moving. Now he lays right into it. Beautiful technique right there from Caio, but this wave just didn't really cooperate, went a little slow, and that forced him to really go for this last turn right here. Just missed timing that. As well, we know what happened on that first wave from Filipe Toledo. Let's have a look at the technique here. You can see quite a narrow stance really, but very, very powerful. He's got that board on the rail and he just gives it that extra little bit at the end there, which creates that sliding motion. The thing that this kid's really good at is that ability to come out of those kind of turns with a lot of speed, and that allows him just to unleash again, just a very similar turn to the first one, but just perfect timing, perfect positioning. Pumps off the bottom, gets that board going again, and that's number 3 right there. Just kind of tapped off a little bit on that one. Why? Because he saw this section coming and he wanted to do that crazy foam climb. Really difficult maneuver to perform in that section of the wave right there. We thought he was gone for all money, but fought his way out. So I love the fact that he hasn't gone to the air on that wave. We're expecting something definitely above the lip, but just the rail game that this kid's bringing to the table is getting better and better. And, you know, I think the question was always asked about Filipe Toledo about waves of consequence. I think it's only a matter of time. He's still young, he's still filling out, he's still growing, and I think once this kid works it out, he's going to be dangerous in all kinds of conditions.
So we'll see if he ends up turning this roll into his personal best this season.
Kind of baffles me that Gerd didn't have him out there this morning.
Interesting to know, yeah, that lack of warm-up session as we look at Filipe Toledo down the line. A searing down carve into a lengthy foam climb covering a huge section. He's still building momentum down the line, and he's going for a huge layback hack with the fin throw. Toledo already has a 9.10.
From Filipe Toledo, let's have a look. Look at the energy this kid brings. Look how fast he goes. That board constantly moving, and what it does is it just creates that nice loose feel. Beautiful foam climb right here. This is where I thought he was going to go to the air, but no, he just did that beautiful transition turn and then finished off with that huge layback snap, just taking the pressure off the fins, letting that slide. And as you said, Joe, we are going to see Caio have to fight his way back into this heat. Nice turn right there, a little bit of a down carve. How easy that was for him to float up and over. Right there, that was the aerial section I thought he was going to go to, and then just rips that wave to pieces. 9.10 on the first wave. Let's have a look. Widens his stance just a little bit right there. Body torque, and look at that, out the back of the wave. The feet stay well and truly planted on the board. And that just gives him that stability, core strength that enables him to get back up. And another massive score.
9-point ride for Filipe Toledo to back up a 9.10. This time we drop a high score of a 9.8 and a low score of an 8.7. They average out the middle 3 as his family moved up to Santa Catarina from Argentina when he was just a little kid. During the break, what do you expect, Bots? Toledo just has to keep moving.
Yeah, he's got to keep moving. But this guy really has to crank it up. Caio Ibelli needs that big open face. You can see just a little bit of lack of enthusiasm because he knows he's really behind a brick wall at the moment. It's going to be really tough for him to get himself out of this combination situation. And he's got enough talent to claw his way back.
Looks like Caio's going to dig in under priority of Toledo and check out a left-hander here at lower Trestles. Already winding up for something big. It's just a throwaway backside air.
Ooh.
a tough landing. Sits on his board, got a little tangled up. You can tell he wasn't really interested in pulling that one off, just creating some space.
What happened?
Easily, Toledo was just going to storm through that whole contest. He was in rhythm. He's making that his second home. He looks that comfortable there, just as comfortable as he does here in San Clemente, where he's moved his whole family to. And he's already had a win at the QS level. Toledo's got priority. Without priority, Caio will just go up and out on the left. Catching up to the layback hack from Toledo. He will recover. He's just going to be left behind. We talk about some of your favorite move spots that have been around forever, like the layback. Toledo's got the perfect 2016 version of one of your favorite moves.
Yeah, absolutely right. You know, he does it with a lot of speed. And the thing that amazes me with him is his agility and his acrobatic style to be able to come out of that layback with speed straight into the next turn. With that layback maneuver, it tends to wipe off a lot of speed and doesn't give you that down the line projection. Let's have a look right here. Lays back, and look, if he hadn't have caught that inside rail, he would have come back around that section. So to me, that's the amazing ability of Filipe Toledo.
To create the power and make it look good. Right now he's up on this one. Let's see if he can get something going. A smaller wave, nice little setup turn to start it off. He's going to get a little ramp down the line, pump off the top again, little speed float up over to the whitewater, and a nice little finish air right there. Boom. This kid is just so good. Nice, clean, fundamental surfing on the face, and then boom, finishes with the surprise package that we know he's got. It's so great to see it. Arguably the best small wave surfer in the world right now. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Waz. Big answer back for Caio Ibelli, needing to break the combo. Searing down carve into a stretched out float. Nice vertical climb. He's got some open face, but it's relatively gutless and going off speed. Now hugs the pocket. Caio lays down a beautiful frontside carve to tail slide. Stabs at vert. He'll just dry dock this one on the inside corner. Caio had a 4.33 start, falls on the reverse. He's looking to break the combo as we hit the 5-minute warning. Did he accomplish that putt?
Oh, it's going to be close. It was a smaller wave. Everything's going to be judged. Everything's going to be compared with the 9.10 and the 9.0. So I don't think he's going to get himself out of that combo situation, Joe.
Well, we obviously talked about those heats where Caio put himself in the top 10 at the start of the season, so we'll see if he could bring out something in the 5-minute warning. What about Toledo here?
Yeah, no, I think this, you know what this wave was? It was just him keeping in touch with the aerial part of his surfing. You know, obviously he didn't need to go to the air to win this heat, but right there, just making sure he's still got it on tap, making sure he's still got that feeling, okay, this is what I've got to do. If I need it, it's there when I, you know, just call on it. Caio Ibelli, on the other hand, nice little fading turn. Watch how clean and smooth this kid surfs. Just no mistakes, you know, just a bit of a shame that the heat started the way it did. I was looking forward to this one. I thought it was going to be a really tough matchup for Toledo. But unfortunately, Caio just not finding the waves at the beginning and Toledo just running away with it. I mean, you can see how good this kid is. In the rookie race, he's been sort of dominating that charge. Took down John a couple of times in Australia, but came up against an amazing talent of Filipe Toledo. The kid's had a fantastic first year on tour.
Already learning a ton. He got to go to some venues for the first time in his whole life, like going back to Cloud Break and restaurants. Caio's up now, though, not giving up. He's got 2 minutes to break a combo. Big wind up, tail high to the sky, a massive forehand reverse attempt, and he goes down.
He's got that game, you know. He's that's in this day and age. You're not going to get very far if you don't have all those maneuvers on lock.
Toledo now, minute 45 on the clock. He's got something for the crowd here in San Clemente. Wind up, stretched out, layback hack, and he will just move back to his feet. Even though that's not going to be a number we talk about in the top two, it's just showcasing that he's got this connection on lock. He's pulling everything he goes for. That was an awkward section to do that move. I didn't see that coming.
Surfed incredible. He's back. Everyone's saying, wow, what's happened? He's found something. And I said, no, he's on the right boards at the moment. You know, I think he's riding something that's a little more normal than what he's been riding, and his surfing is followed, so he's going to be dangerous.
Absolutely dangerous. Moving on into those round 4 super heats that are starting to stack up quickly before our eyes. As we hear the horn sound, Toledo celebrates one of the best starts of the contest, 18.10 total.